Hey everyone, it's Jessica, and this is your Gracious Health Bedtime routine. To get started, we're going to start at the end of our mat in child's pose, or you can just make sure you have some room in front of you. We'll start with our big toes together, knees nice and wide. Hands out in front of you, you can have them stretched really far, more relaxed. You can make a pillow for your head, relaxing your head and neck down. Find a nice comfy position. Take a couple deep breaths there. I'm going to read our verse for today, which is Philippians 2:13. For it is God who works in you to do and to will for his good pleasure. Just take a couple deep breaths. I'll let you soak that in while I relax in child's pose for a moment. And then we're going to slowly lift up to our hands and knees. We're just going to do a couple slow, back movements. You can do cat-cow. You can just move your hips from side to side. Just do a couple movements here. Just nice and slow, taking nice deep breaths. Way to relax your head and neck. I just want you to think about how there's this juxtaposition as Christians to both trust in his will, but also to do good works. There's so much going on, and it's so hard to forget that his will prevail, but we have a part to play in it. We're not just, passive in our faith or passive in how we treat people or interact with anyone in any manner. It's just always a nice reminder, and it also puts it in perspective that your will is not what's going to be done. It's God's will. You just do the work. All right, so we're going to do a couple of hip stretches. So just take whichever foot you want, bring that in front, the opposite leg back. You could have your top of your foot into the floor, or put those toes into the ground, or keep them there. Totally up to you. I just want you to play around with your hip stretches a little bit. You want to try to keep your hips in line with your knees, so you might need to move around. That'll probably be a little harder if you're in line. If that's the case and you feel like it's too much tension, you can always sit up, hold on to something, put something on the floor, have fists if that raises the floor up for you enough. Just relax, take a couple deep breaths. Feel free to relax your head and neck. We're just relaxing here, unwinding, and just focusing on how much we need God to do good works, and that his will is what will prevail in every area, no matter what happens. Just going to take 2 more breaths here. And a nice long exhale, and then we're going to switch sides. So bring the other foot in front and off to the side. You can have your toes pointed more out if you would like, or more forwards. Just a little bit of a different stretch. But again, nothing too serious here. We're just getting ready. A nice little stretch. Take a nice couple deep breaths. And just think about what you've been afraid of, about what's going to happen and what you should be doing, and just hand that to God, and just see what he wants to give you in return for any worries and anxieties that you're having right now. All right, we're going to take 2 more breaths here. Slowly come back. We're actually gonna lay down on our backs. Nice and slow, but as you roll back, try to keep your elbows down. Just gonna do a quick stretch for our chest. Bring your head back. Bringing your chest forward, hips stay on the ground, elbows pressing in. Forearms pressing in, hands pressing in. And then slowly bring your head in. And then relax back down, and then we'll get into a little ball. You can just relax your head down, do a couple circles. Anything that I do that feels uncomfortable or not good, don't do it. They're just ideas that can help some people, but every movement is not for every person, so always keep that in mind. You're in charge of you. Alright, now we're going to extend one leg out. I like to point my toes to the sky here, or extend them to the sky. You do a couple little hip circles here with your single leg, or you could just kind of go back and forth. We'll do a little twist here, so you want to shift your hips over a little bit so you stay a little bit straighter. Bring that opposite leg kind of towards the floor. You can see that my knee's nowhere close today, and that's fine. Just take a nice deep breath. You can rotate to have your face away from the leg that's twisting to make the twist even further. Or you could just look up, take nice deep breaths, and just continue to trust in God's will. And just trust that He has everything that's going on. No matter what happens, God's in control. And His good plans will prevail. And then one more deep breath here. And slowly guide that leg out. And then we're going to switch. Quick little hug for both legs. Bring that opposite leg out. Other leg comes in. Do a couple of little knee circles. Go back side to side. Just loosen up a little bit. Alright, now we're going to rotate the other way. So you can feel free to have that arm bent or just extend it out. Rotate the opposite way. You might want to shift your shoulders or your hips to get more in line so you're not like a curve or something crazy that feels uncomfortable. Take a nice couple deep breaths. And just thank God for the time to connect with Him and to learn more about Him. Last breath in, and then the last breath out. We're going to slowly guide that leg out. You could feel free to keep lying down and just thinking about God and just thanking Him for who He is. But I'm going to be leaving you, and I hope you enjoy a good night's sleep if you're going to bed or the rest of your day. Bye.